Barnes and Leslie. We are the Morning X. In a few minutes, I want to take you guys in the vault. I found something yesterday that I was like, what? One person on the Morning X took a dead body into a department store in a coffin to get it dressed for its funeral, to get help. You could never pull this off these days. I'll show you a little bit of it. It'll be on Best of tomorrow. But right now, we must Sleaze, brought to you by McDonald's. Support local business owners and entrepreneurs in your neighborhood by visiting a nearby McDonald's today.
Everyone mourning the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. This piece of audio has resurfaced. He was in his car really giving this beautiful message out when he was in Atlanta, and it just shows the type of person he was.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And, you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like, if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love, and I'll be back soon.
I don't know how long he lived in Atlanta, but it was for a while. But what's crazy is it feels like we all lost a family member. That shows you how big the Cosby Show was. That one hits.
People are saying it's like losing a big brother, but he was all about peace and love, and hearing that makes it even more tragic.
Yes.
I had never heard this story before, but Jon Stewart was talking to Trevor Noah and opened up about overcoming his drug addiction.
You know, once you wake up in a crack house in East St. Louis at 4 a.m. and go, oh, I think I'm not making good decisions. You try and come up with other ways that you can quiet the noise.
Are you actually saying this? Or
am I actually saying
that you woke up in a crack house?
That's correct. I like intention. I like projects. I like making things. I like, woodworking, music.
Do you still make furniture, by the way?
Once we moved, I no longer have my furniture making equipment.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Like,
because I heard this about you and I was like, this can't be real.
It's real.
What did you make?
Oh God. Dressers.
No, John.
Bed. Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me like a little, like furniture.
Oh yeah.
Like big on.
Yeah. I made, our kids' first changing table.
Do you realize I mentioned the vault earlier? How many times Jon Stewart was on our show and in the room? He was always such a good friend to the show, and I've seen him in recent years. He was on early before he hit huge fame.
Several times when we did our show in New York, we would do it out of his studio.
Out of his office?
Out of his office, but I had never heard that story. Had you?
No, never knew that.
Didn't know about the drug addiction and didn't know he made furniture.
Yeah, we're not that good to ask probing questions like that to get stuff out of guests, but that was wild hearing.
So I didn't know this. Conan O'Brien was on with Seth Meyers, revealing something that Barnes probably wasn't the greatest idea.
You didn't want to call late night. You wanted to change it.
No, I take over the late night, and the whole country is saying, I mean, there are articles that say, this is insane, who is Conan O'Brien, this is a bad idea, and that's my family talking. And everyone thought this isn't going to work. And so that was bad. And I don't know, I remembered we were so afraid of being compared to Letterman because he's a genius. He invented this time slot and this sensibility. And we kept thinking we don't want to be associated. We want people to think we're doing something different. Let's not use the name Late Night. And Robert and I became convinced that we should change the name to Nighty Night. I'm not kidding. We were convinced that it should be Nighty Night with Conan O'Brien.
He is high on my wish list for guests, and he's so hard to get, which you would think it wouldn't be that hard, but man, I would love to have him on.
Nighty Night.
That's funny.
So, okay, this Coldplay Kiss Cam thing still not going away. Now there's a story, I think, in the New York Post, why HR exec Kristen Cabot hasn't been fired or whether she can sue the company. Are you following this story?
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. Like, what are they dancing around?
Because we know Andy Byron was forced to resign, over this, but she's on leave, but hasn't been publicly given the boot over liability concerns. Legal experts are saying it's not easy to fire an employee just because of ugly headlines. So what's going to happen? And also, employment lawyers also threw cold water on any possible sexual harassment case or similar claims. So I guess they're really trying to figure out like next steps for her.
It's such a unique situation. How do you fire the head of HR? I mean, and then how does she, once fired, if that happens, how does she get another job? She's in, a weird spot.
Also, the girl that posted, the video, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, her name's G. Grace or something. She goes by G.
She was interviewed, and it was like, how much money did she make? She didn't make any money off of it. Did you see that part of the story?
She couldn't have on TikTok turned that, because that's where it exploded. She couldn't have turned on monetization?
She didn't turn on monetization, so she made no money.
Well, that's on her.
Yeah, and I guess she was looking at all the footage after the show because she was like, I was hoping to see myself, and that's when she saw this. And yeah, I was like, how many people saw that video? She could have retired.
People are trying to guilt her in saying that, also Chris Martin, look, it's none of their fault. He gave a huge ass warning, and they're in a public place, and it's absolutely normal for someone to start filming that Jumbotron thinking they might be on it.
Absolutely. You can't blame anyone.
You can't have an affair in public and then start getting pissed and pointing fingers at everyone else.
I know, exactly. This is a story that's kind of brewing. Bryan Cranston has made his position clear regarding the ongoing funding challenges facing this indie movie called Lone Wolf. This is a conspiracy thriller. It's about a troubled vet, played by Lily Gladstone, who's been struggling with addiction, who's recruited by a contractor, played by Bryan Cranston, for a government plot to assassinate a high-level politician. People have been talking about this movie, but guess what? He's not going to return because no one's been paid on the movie.
Ooh, you get Bryan Cranston, you better find the flipping money.
Yes, a distressed Bryan Cranston who has been paid spoke to multiple co-stars who are still owed money. I guess there's a $2 million shortfall in funding for this movie, so he's not coming back until everyone gets paid. Have you ever been in a situation like that?
You see it all the time. You see where these guys lie and scheme and say that they have all the funding and they have everything, and then they get started, and then they think that you're not going to leave because you're involved in it. But it's Cranston. It's like, screw you.
Katie Holmes reuniting with Joshua Jackson for a film trilogy. Katie, by the way, wrote, directed, and is starring in this trilogy called Happy Hours, and it's reuniting her with Joshua Jackson. Remember Dawson's Creek, Barnes?
Yeah, I don't even know. What's the last thing that Katie Holmes acted in?
I know, but again, this cast, Mary Louise Parker is in it.
Yeah.
But I do love seeing them together again. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of the Vince Podcast. These conversations where we can air all of this out without the filters, without the censors, without people with judgment, that's how you get a healthy country. Adult, reasonable, sober conversations. That's all I want.
In-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
That's why I'm so grateful that we get to do this every day. You are really the best damn audience in media.
The Vince Show.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.